Hey everybody, welcome back to Thistle Hill Farmstead. Today is an exciting day on the farm. We're starting our barn build. You see the activity behind us. We have Brothers Builders here today working on our barn, and we're gonna follow along with them, and hopefully by the end of the day we'll have our poles up and our roof trusses on, but we'll see how that goes. So come along with us. All right, so here's our pre-made trusses he's put together before he came out. Save a little time here at the job site.
It needs to be 15 foot, and that's where I'm at. You cutting a foot? That don't matter. That 1 inch is made up in that board over there. I didn't see that. I wasn't looking at that. I did this right here. You do that there? Yep.
Jamie, forget the chip away. I think I gave her $15 on my bill. No, we went back to I gave her $15 $40. That was about a $260 bill. She ain't get no tip. Know where she's got? Well, I left her $15. That's what she said. She told me, I don't know if she said anything.
So, Charlie, what do you think about the construction that's going on?
I ain't seen her like that in a long.
Yeah, it's going. You excited to have people here? Here the guys are using a laser to mark the position of the posts, and what they're doing is they're marking it on the string line here so that when they put the posts in, they will line the post up with the string line, or the mark on the string line. Here, one of the guys has been cutting these 2x6s to length, to a 12-foot length. That's the length of our stall, so they'll be quick and easy to put up the purlins when they start working on the roof. Here he is, just doing some quick 12-foot marks on them, and then he'll come back and he'll cut these to length in just a bit. Okay, now we're starting to drill some holes, and they're using the skid steer to drill these holes with an auger on the front. And this makes quick work of it because they can put down force on the auger and get down in. This should be pretty easy digging because this is fill and compacted where we did the site prep. So if you didn't catch the video on the site prep, go back and look in the video list. I'll put a link also in the description of this video to that site prep video. Here you can see the guys doing a couple more holes. They're moving through this pretty quickly.
No, I'll edit it, so take out all the verbiage that we don't need, but I'm trying to get some shots of each activity, each step. Alright, so they've got the gravel in. Not sure if you can see this or not, but there we go. They got the gravel in the holes. They got the footing pads in the holes. Now they're setting the poles up. That telehandler is making quick work of it.
What they're doing here is trying to get the posts plumb and line them up with a string. And unfortunately, those footing pads that we put in the hole are making it a little difficult to slide the posts around. The post is kind of catching on the pole, so that's why they're having a hard time getting that to slide easily on the post and getting the post plumb. What we figured out later was if we put a little bit of dirt on the top of that footing pad to fill in the holes on that footing pad, it made the post slide around a little bit better, and it still served its purpose as far as spreading the load of that 6x6 post out onto that 12-inch diameter footing pad.
They're making good progress. The poles for the first outside section of the lean-to is going up. So it's the first row of columns there. Got the holes dug for the other ones. Well, almost all of them. Got one more section over there to do.
Here they're putting some gravel into the bottom of each of these post holes before we put that footing pad in there. So here you're just taking a couple scoops of gravel, putting it in the bottom of the hole, and this helps with drainage, so that if there any water does accumulate in the hole, it'll drain down through the rocks, and the post will not be sitting on or in any water. So we go ahead and put the gravel in, and he's going to come and put this footing pad in there. And it's kind of hard to see, I'm sure, with all the dust from the gravel. And then they come back with a shovel and just make sure the footing pad is flat in the bottom of the hole before they set the post in. Now they're using this telehandler to drop the post in the hole, so they have them on the handler, and then they'll put one end of the post down in the hole, and then he lifts up the handler, boom, and it kind of stands the post up and drops it in the hole. These are some pretty long poles, so I'm not sure how we would do it without this telehandler.
I can't go no further than that post right there. Hey, hold it down. Take it up now.
Let me get a reading on the depth of that hole there while you got your tape out.
All right.
All right, so we're looking like about 40.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys are making excellent progress. They've got all the posts up. Now they're starting to set the angle for the roof pitch on the far side. They've got a string pulled over there, and they're cutting the tops of these posts off. Got some bracing up. Make sure everything's plumb straight. That looks good. We couldn't have got a better day also for the build. It's about 85 degrees, low humidity. Nice breeze up here on the top of the hill.
Here, one of the guys is putting in some screws into this gusset plate that's going on the upper trusses. Now, they built these trusses themselves. They're called ladder trusses because they look like a ladder. And basically, it's two 2x6s with some 2x6 sections sandwiched in between. And these fit perfectly over the 6x6 posts because they're all kind of the same dimension. And then they connect these to the 6x6 posts on the top. Here is the first of these ladder rafters going up. And again, you can see that these things are pre-made. They pre-built them on the ground. And actually, he pre-built some of these before he even came out to the site, and just brought them with him to the site pre-built. And then you can see here they just slide over these 6x6 poles that we have up, and then they'll again make sure everything's plumb and at the proper dimensions, and then they'll nail these rafters into place, and that'll hold everything where it's supposed to be. Here they're doing the same process on the other side of the building, and you'll see it go up the same way. They basically lift it up and then it straddles the poles that are there. And once they get this one up, I'll do a little kick it into fast forward so you can see all the rest of them go up in quick time. Now they're starting to put the purlins on, and the purlins are these boards that straddle the rafters. And here he's measuring just to, again, to make sure they have 12 feet between the columns here, and then they nail these in, and then I'll kick it into fast forward and we can watch them do it. So they're starting to put the purlins on now, and they're starting from this end that they have braced diagonally. So they have everything plumbed up here and to the proper length, and then they'll use these poles to position the rest of them down the line. So that's why they're starting at this end, and then they'll work their way over to the right.
All right, so they've got this cage that they're connecting up to the telehandler here. It's going to give them a little extra lift or extra distance to get up to the top.
Here they're starting to put up one of those first pre-made trusses, and the first one was a little bit difficult because they just had to figure out actually how this thing is going to go up there the best way. And then once they got it to the top, they needed to ensure that the center aisleway, which is supposed to be 14 feet wide, was indeed 14 feet wide. And they had to find the location on the truss where the poles were supposed to be to make that 14 feet wide. So once they did that and got the measurements down, they were able just to come down the line and transfer those measurements onto the rest of the trusses. And then when they went up, they just pushed the poles in or out to match those pre-made measurement lines, and that made sure everything was nice and straight. Now they're going to start putting the purlins on this upper part of the barn here. So I'll do us a fast forward here and we can watch them put those on. Here they're starting to put on the end caps to the purlins. So these are just boards that go over the end of the purlin to finish off the roof.
Yeah, you know, it would have been much more trouble with 8-inch posts and that lumber. So when I was watching what you guys doing, I'm like, I understand why. All that lifting and heavy lumber up there and all.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. We have done these with 2x8. Like if we just run 16 foot all the way, then we'll build those out of 2x8. And then even that is
I'll take it.
it'll work great for that.
Are we good with cross bracing now that everything?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave all that on. We'll take it off when we come back. Now the metal, I had to figure. I don't know what your plan was as far as the windows. There's a trim. There's a trim piece that runs up this end, down this end, up top, and all that. Now, I use the big one. But there's a different one that's a 5.5, about 7 inches from the beam. It'll turn the whole entire edge of that 2x6. So the 2x6 that you see out here on this end, not the beam, the one out here, it'll cover that whole thing. Now, I can figure that in. I have figured in the smaller piece, more of a residential. It's only about 3 inches. So you'll see about 2 inches of that board.
Yeah, let's just cover it all.
Okay.
That way, you know, got
The reason I don't
board
usually-
hanging out. You know.
Yeah, I don't. On most of the pole barns, I usually just, I don't even ask. I just usually add it in, and then if somebody don't want it, it's an option. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a have
Yeah,
to.
let's cover it. You know, it'll cover that whole end cap there, right? And on the front too, right?
Yeah, it'll cover this edge,
And
this
the-
edge,
and the
all
angle.
that,
Yep.
and then the other
Okay.
side.
And it'll be black also, just like the roof.
Yeah, or I can do it any color. So if you want to do white, we can do white.
Well, I don't
The only
know.
problem that I have with the black is, and it's just us, the black is hard for us to work with. And the reason it's hard to work with is you see every little scratch. And I'm detail oriented. And when the sun hits, like on this edge right here, that edge, when the sun hits it, you see all the
Yeah, black is very bad.
so, white is way now on the roof, we put it on the trim. In the shade, it's not so bad, but when you see it, the sun hits it on one side, I mean, you see all the way. I just need to know. Usually, I need to give them about 3 days, but I need 1 day to do this. I need to do it Actually, I really need to do it. It's usually about a 48 hour. I could at least do it. I need to dig it. If nothing changes, I need to get a bigger version. That might get you started.
We're not gonna do the colors that they did on.
So this is the end of day one. I can't believe they've got all of this work done in one day. They got the holes dug, the poles up, the trusses on, the purlins. Everything's ready now for the metal, the roofing. What they've done is they've measured, now that they know what the lengths of the tin need to be with the overhangs, and they're going to order the tin, and they'll be back in a couple of days to put the tin on. So if you haven't subscribed, you need to subscribe so that when I put the next video for the tin or the roofing going on, you'll get a notification. So be sure to subscribe, ring that bell notification, and follow along with the rest of the barn build. Thanks for joining us here on Thistle Hill Farmstead.